Hello everyone, I'm doing Farm Sim and I was just going to show you guys how to water, how to do the water thing. So you have to go into the store and you go into trailers and you select it's the mobile water trailer. Don't do the mobile fertilizer and water, that's the wrong one. That will not hook up to your greenhouses. It's not the slurry. I suppose this little mobile water. I guess I've never used it. Yeah. I go with the big one because frankly, you're going to be using it a lot. You're going to make a lot of trips. It's 12,000 gallons, which is 6 full houses. Greenhouses are 2,000 gallons each. So, you're going to need as much water as you can. So, you get up close to it, and if you look in the top left corner, it shows you your water level, okay? But you have to actually get up to it enough where the second line down says refill, hit your R, and you refill, okay? I have a lot of greenhouses. So let's use up a little bit of the water just for shits and giggles, alright? These herb houses, which are the pentagons, I highly suggest you leave yourself a lot of room in between them for your loader to load the manure. Placement of those sucks in the big picture. And then as flat of ground as you can, because on the water side it really does not matter, the water side, but on the manure side, on the shit side, the arms of the lift have to actually be able to get high enough to dump the shit into the wooden boxes. I'll go over that in another video, but okay, we've used a little bit of water. Whatever, doesn't matter. Here, we can actually... Because then with the cabbage and the tomatoes, that's easy. Line them all up perfect, and you can drive forward until it says R. Hit your R. Drive forward. R. Oh yeah, another note, there's some places on the map, especially over here under trees, that it will not let you put your greenhouse. I just filled those in with beehives because frankly, what else was I going to use the land for? But yeah, I tried to make these as straight as possible, and I tried to make them so that as I was placing them, I could see the least amount of concrete for the topography that I was hoping to utilize. Anyway, look in the bottom right corner here. The yellow bar represents how much is in your tank behind your tractor, and everything in the top left corner is describing the greenhouses themselves. Anyway, there we go. I am essentially out of 0. So then I run over here to the water. I highly suggest that if you do greenhouses, you keep them as close to the shit up there and as close to the water as you want to drive, because you will be driving great distances. And let me tell you, running that bucket loader over to the other end of the map is probably going to piss you off fairly shortly. A completely empty shit bucket, if you will, where you put the manure, is 3,000. And the bucket of your loader is 10,000. So you're talking three you can fill with one bucket loader of manure. So you're probably honestly not going to want to go too far from the source, from the poo. The water, that's a little easier, of course, but and this water will fill completely from the bottom 6 of the green tanks, which if you look at it, it actually looks like the green tanks on my greenhouses are bigger than the one I'm towing, but hey, that's their math, not mine. But yeah, you can't go too far into the lake. You kind of, I've found that you just shimmy it a little and it says don't go too far, and it warns you, and then you're like, okay, hit the R, boom, you're refilled, and then you can proceed on to dealing with your refilling procedures. Okay, I may as well make this one video. I was gonna make it 2, but I will just make it 1, kind of like what you need to know about greenhouses. Anyway, that's just kind of where I placed them. I started out placing them way up, and these were high reachers, right? And I was just like, yeah, my loaders aren't doing it. And so you can do it. You can load definitely with other pieces of equipment. I have no clue. They drive me insane, tractors. The front loader one and the this guy, the Agrovector, they both drive me absolutely batshit crazy. The bale forks, the pallet forks, crazy. I can't operate them. I can operate one in actual real life on an actual farm. A tractor with a loader on it. In the game, they haven't figured it out. I did the clamp with the bucket with the clamp over it, and I could not unload it. So I gave up on it, and I bought me one of these bad boys. Okay, J goes up. N goes down. K dumps your bucket. M curls your bucket. J, K are your ups, and M's are your downs. So, standard WASD to drive, of course. Get as close as you can, right? You're actually gonna get as high as you can, but as close as you can. And you actually sort of rub the cage. Boom, you're in. If you miss, you'll dump your whole load. If you miss that bucket, it'll go 100% to 0%. You will actually dump your entire goodbye, and you'll have to go get another scoop. Another thing about these loaders here, let me just finish. You actually do have to back up a hair. When you're at the end of the load, it'll show that gold. It'll show the shit in the bucket, but it'll say 0%. Just flip your bucket. Just flip your bucket and let it just onto the ground. You cannot pick up another load of shit from your shit pit if it shows gold in the bucket. It's a glitch that I found. It happens surprisingly more times than you would think. It was actually some of my first times. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, I can't, what the fuck? And then I was like, it still looks like it has shit in the bucket, but I can't draw another bucket. What the hell? And so then I just tipped the bucket just anywhere onto nothing. Whoop, there you go. And it makes that little dust. Did you see that a second? Just that dust. And then it's like, okay, now you can use your bucket again. Like, what the fuck? How did that happen, right? Like, it said empty. But yeah, oscillating tractors here with the pivot in the middle is it's a little wonky to drive. Alright, so you're empty, and then you saw that dust. It said empty, and it read 00 down there, and then you saw that dust kind of come at the end. Boom. When you see that dust at the very end, you're empty. You won't see the gold. Boom. You don't see the gold, you're free to go get another bucket. Anyway, that's my kind of 2 cents worth on the buckets. I know I'm doing FS11. It is 22. The new version is out, but you know, I had to figure this shit out 100% myself. There is a manual in the program files. It's very basic. It's like 2 pages of actually anything to do with the game, and then like 2 or 3 pages about like your operating system must be at least. Oh, I guess one thing since we're talking, as you're going in to your manure, just have it low. Don't even worry about actually trying to operate it like it is an actual loader in real person. It's not. As long as it's even like that, it'll pick up shit. You don't actually have to, you know, be in here and scrape like this. You get hung up, right? And then when you're up here, you can't steer for shit, right? And then when you're in here, and you're jamming it in, come on, baby, let's do this, right? Voila. You can get hung up. So just don't try to use logic with this game. Using logic with this game does not work. Just act like, you know, act like a noober and just take it for whatever it does. It doesn't matter. Other thing, if you press I a couple times, bottom, feeding trough grass, silage clamp corn. Silage clamp corn is the one next silo over, or next bin over. And your manure storage is here, of course. And your liquid storage is there, of course. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents worth on this. Yeah, I bought 2 loaders. I got so much money I don't know what to do with. I'm on easy right now, trying to figure out the whole game all the way through, and then I'm going to normal and hard. Some of this very likely does change as the difficulty goes up, but this is on easy mode. I'll talk about the shit spreader, the liquid shit spreader, and things like that in another video. So, alright, thanks. That's basically greenhouses for you. I've been Gunmetal Engineer.